G'day guys, and welcome to this business management lesson. In today's lesson, we're looking at key knowledge point 322. That is Unit 3, Area of Study 2, and the second key knowledge point in this area of study. Today specifically, we're looking at the second of three motivation theories, the goal-setting theory proposed by Locke and Latham. Locke and Latham determined that goals motivate people. When someone has a goal to work towards, they're more motivated than if they don't. They also found that while all goals motivate people, some goals motivate people a little, and some goals motivate people a lot. They described that the most motivating goals have 5 key attributes. They have clarity, they have challenge, they have commitment, they involve feedback, and they involve task complexity. Let's break that down. They said that the most motivating goals involve clarity. It's important that the individual, in this case the employee, because we're in business management, understands what they are working towards. They should know what it is that they are trying to achieve so that it's clear what has to be done in order to be able to have said that we have achieved our goal. An example of a goal that doesn't have clarity would be the goal to increase profits. Do we mean $1? Do we mean $1 million? At what point can we say conclusively that goal is satisfied? Rather, to increase profits by 12% in the 20 to 21 financial year is a much clearer goal. The satisfactory achievement of that goal will be clearly defined by clarity in the goal when it's set in the first place. Goals that are most motivating are challenging. Locke and Latham found that the most challenging goals are more motivating than goals that are too easy to achieve. However, there is a limit to this. They found that if the goal is perceived to be overwhelming by the employee or by the person, because they weren't necessarily focused on business as a context, they were just focused on people. But in our context, if the employee finds the goals to be overwhelming, then they will in fact become less motivating overall. But a more challenging goal is going to be more motivating than a less challenging goal to a point. Goals should involve commitment. That is to say that the people who are working towards the achievement of that goal should be committed to the achievement of that goal. One way this can be applied in business is collaborative goal setting, using a participative or a consultative management where people are permitted or employees are permitted to voice opinions, or certainly with a participative management style, those employees are encouraged to be part of the decision making. It means that those employees will have contributed to the setting of certain goals, and collaborative goal setting often increases accountability and commitment within a group of employees. And so that's one way that you can increase commitment in a business context. Certainly, you know this for yourself. When your parents tell you that they want you to do well in school, that means something. If you want to do well, you're going to work a lot harder because you're committed. It's your goal. The most motivating goals described by Locke and Latham involve feedback. The idea is that as someone works towards the achievement of their goal, if there's some way for them to receive regular feedback, they will find that goal more motivating than a goal where the individual, as they work towards the achievement of that goal, is unsure of their progress towards the goal. That feedback can come in any format. It doesn't matter. It could just be that when you're playing a video game, you've got a little bar of experience points that builds up over time so you can see your progress towards the next level. Or it could be a manager sits you down for a weekly progress report meeting where they describe what they've observed from your work and how that's factored into the overall performance of the department. It could be anything. It could be very informal. It could be very formal. Or it could be totally casual. It doesn't matter. As long as it's regular and relevant, specific to the goal and progress towards the achievement of that goal, then that kind of feedback is going to make that goal more motivating than a goal that doesn't involve feedback as it's being worked towards. And Locke and Latham also described the goal needs to describe a complex task. Now, challenge and complexity sound very similar, but there's a simple distinction. It would be challenging to do 400 push-ups in one go, but it wouldn't be particularly complex. If you can do one push-up, you've just got to do it 400 times. It's not complex, it's just challenging. Meanwhile, solving a Rubik's Cube blindfolded while you skydive for the first time would be complex. It's going to involve a great number of steps, but largely falling out of a plane holding a Rubik's Cube in and of itself isn't particularly challenging. We all know how to fall over. Falling out of a plane isn't much different. So ideally, we want a goal that is challenging, that will require significant effort, and a goal that is complex and will involve problem solving or a significant number of different elements, moving parts, whatever it is. If it's complex and challenging, the goal will be more motivating than a goal that describes a task that is only complex or challenging. And even then, that goal would be more motivating than a goal that described a task that was neither challenging nor complex. If a goal makes you say, get stuffed, there's no way I'm doing that, then once again, like challenge, it's too hard, it's too complex, and in fact, that goal becomes demotivating rather than motivating. So, in summary for this key knowledge point, Locke and Latham found that all goals are motivating to some degree, but the most motivating goals are clear, they involve clarity. They involve a task that is challenging, but not too challenging. They involve the commitment of the individual who's going to work towards the achievement of that goal. They describe a task that is complex, but not too complicated. And the process of working towards the achievement of that goal involves regular feedback on progress. When a goal has all 5 of those characteristics, it is the most motivating. In business, managers set goals all the time. They establish business objectives. They outline what it is that employees are expected to do. If managers can produce objectives for employees that are clear, that are challenging, that involve commitment of the employee, if the employees are being given regular, relevant feedback, and if the tasks described are reasonably complex, then those employees in that business are going to be more motivated and engaged. This matters because engaged and motivated employees are more productive and efficient. And as a business manager, you want your business to be more productive and efficient. That's all for today. See you next time.